Chapter 6. A Visit from Silver Moon. "That's great! Fine! Dandy!" shouted all the boys together. "Were all the Indians bad in those days?" asked Chuck. "You have asked a question, and I shall answer it," spoke a voice from the doorway. Everyone turned to look, and there before their eyes stood an Indian. "Who are you?" gasped Father, half rising from his chair. "I am Silver Moon, the chief of all my people. I come to answer you, to tell you about my people." And the Indian stepped into the room. The firelight threw long shadows across the floor. The Indian looked very tall, with his straight black hair hanging down and the high feathers of his headpiece pointing upward. Standing there before them, with his arms folded, he began. "Long years ago, my people lived here in this country. It was their land then. Here they hunted the wild deer, lived in wigwams on the shores of the rivers. They had no books to read, but they could trace the black bear to its cave and shoot the wild goose flying south. Many traps did they set in the woods for game, and when the cold winds blew and the leaves turned red like fire on the trees, they knew it was time to lay up the winter's store of food. After the snows had gone and the flowers of early spring appeared, the canoes were patched and mended where they leaked, to be ready when the ice had left the river. The bow and arrow was their only weapon, and they were happy. The young braves danced about the campfires, and the maidens wove beautiful blankets and dyed them in berry juice to gay colors. The little Indian babes rolled in the tall grasses in the sunshine, and the boys killed birds with stones for the evening meal. Many years we lived here in peace, until you people came. My people saw your great white ships and went out to meet you. When your chief offered them pretty beads for land, they took them. You seemed to want so little. Then the day came when you wanted more, and more. The best hunting grounds, the best fishing grounds, and you men with the white faces, you would have them. Then," said the Indian, stretching out his long arm and speaking in a loud voice, "you fired upon us, killed us, because we wanted to keep what was our own. The pipe of peace you smoked many times at our firesides, holding out a long-stemmed pipe. But you didn't keep the peace, and so we lost our faith in you. We stood together then to drive you out, but what chance had we with bows and arrows? So we waited, tried to buy your guns, but you never sold us the best. You pushed us backward across this great country, your country now," said the Indian, bending his head low. "Gone are the happy days when man lived by his own skill and daring, and woman loved only the brave. Gone, too, the happy hunting ground." And the Indian, bowing low, stepped out and closed the door.